Hello there. This is a Kärcher K4 pressure washer, and it has a problem. Already last year it was kind of intermittent. Sometimes it would turn on, sometimes not. And now it won't turn on anymore at all. So let's maybe dig into it and see what failed or where the problem is. If we can fix it, would be nice. This one has the option of adding cleaning agent up here with the valve. I won't mess with any of that. We barely use it anyways. And otherwise it's just the low pressure water in and high pressure water out. And that's the on-off switch, which doesn't really work. And I'm just gonna see how I get the clamshell apart. I already take a look. It's Torx 15. So yeah, I thought I'd bring it back. There are two Phillips screws in here holding the handle on, presumably. Let's take those out. So after taking out those two screws, the handle just slides back, can be taken off. It appears to me that you can get behind here with screwdrivers, or one screwdriver. Just push it apart. It has this, in here is a socket for the cleaning agent bottle. It just clicks in, and then it has this hose down there. I think you can just take that one off. It really wasn't on there. See, it's swollen on the end. And as you can see, there's absolutely nothing behind here. Well, there you go. Maybe I can get this one with a T-wrench and this one with a socket. The reason I wanted to tear the cover off the back is because normally on every fucking device you have screws behind stickers because warranty. Eventually I broke down and took the wheel out. Wasn't as installed as I previously thought. It's just, I think it's the last part they put in basically at the factory. They just press it into this one of these holes, the lower one in this case, and it's just retained by some of those clips. So you can get in here with a screwdriver and just pry it out. Has some good wear on this. Again, it's just plastic on plastic, and they even you may see they have kind of splines in here. I'm just gonna put a little bit of grease in there and then put it back together. Maybe give it, don't know, 5 hours more of life. So gonna take the other wheel off and we're gonna get a shot off, I think. 2 more screws and I think we're in. On the back it's been the 8 screws along the side, the T15 screws, and the 2 Phillips in the handlebars. I don't really know. 1 second. So yeah, I think I found what was stopping me. Easy, right? Okay. This whole unit just lifts out of the clamshell. So yeah, they are framing you back. There are plastic clips behind this cover. And so I'm gonna take this bolt out. Just maybe get a T-handle. Oh, those are long ones. Ooh. Maybe we will have the pump falling onto us. Let me get those out. but we'll see. Yeah. Let's say more of a wet environment. You would expect maybe corroded. Ooh, that's spring loaded, isn't it? You would maybe expect corroded contacts. This is coming apart way more than I'm comfortable with, but let's just keep on trucking, alright? I see some greasy parts in there. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so that would be the lower part of the piston pump. That's just, I guess, the ports, what you would call the cylinder head. I suspect some valves down there. Some check valves to allow pressure going out but not back in. Yeah, that's alright. Nice. These are just sealed, I guess, which right in those on those surfaces right there, those outer rings. And in here are the pistons, which should have seals on them as well, somewhere. And there's a reason why you shouldn't run pressure washers, any kind of water pump, really dry, because the water is the lubricant in here. And when you run them dry, yeah, it's like an engine without oil. It just burns up the seals, and you have leaks in here. This seal is it's like a ceramic, I guess, and it's doing both jobs. Maybe sealing against the piston and against the other surfaces I showed you just a second ago. This plate, as you may see, hope you can. It's weird to film on that. I think you can see it like that. It's on an angle, like it has a high side here and a low side here. That's just riding on the valve stems, pistons, push rods. I don't know, and it is what drives the thing. So this is the motor then, and this right here would be just the start capacitor. Okay, where was I? Yeah, as I was turning this over, something fell apart. This is just the contact disc to the valves, the pistons, with the thrust bearing between. Yeah, just keeps turning on there and I guess reduces wear. Has some discoloration, but I can't feel anything in there. This machine doesn't have a lot of hours on it. I would guess this is hardened. Is it biting? Can maybe see some bite marks in there. So this isn't rock hard, but I guess hard enough. It will last long enough till the warranty's over. Apparently, this one doesn't have any more. I think I'm gonna get this thing apart now, because we should be able to get all the clips now. Those clips are just annoying. We are in. I think he says as he takes another screwdriver to the plastic clips. Yep. There's a spring behind there. Right here on the tab, and gauges on the tip here. Take the lever out. And then should be able to slide this out. Spade connectors. And what else? So we got power coming in through that port right there. which also has a rubber boot. I like that. Ground is going to the motor chassis. Yeah, I hope to find like some corroded contacts. Maybe. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I might just give those little arms here a bit of a bend so that they press a bit better in here. Just in case you're interested. This is I think, zinc molded part, or magnesium. It's metal, it's not plastic. And you can see a lot of reinforcement on here. Water comes in here, goes up here, and I would guess that there's a second side to the motor, and there's an like a normal water pump, an impeller in here, and then it comes down here and goes down the second. Go away. Oh, there's still water in there. It goes into the second pipe here and runs down to the high pressure pump and gets fed out here. So yeah, that's that mystery solved, I guess. Okay, so don't do this at home. Yeah, just don't. I plugged it in. There's live power on the switch right now, and I'm gonna be extra careful to not touch any of that, and see if maybe the arm and like this little thing, I don't know, anything's wrong with that. So I put this metal lever back on, and it yeah, still works. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna put it back together and maybe go on that route. I can see maybe something went wrong, and gonna bring it back if something jumps at me. That doesn't seem right, does it? You see, like, it doesn't latch back. You have to push it back. That's not how that works. Maybe that was the problem, like, maybe it latched up and it wouldn't come back down again? Does that make sense? Or am I missing something here? Let me take this back apart and we'll take a look at how that fits back in there. So yeah, just pop that thing back off. And at first I thought the spring would go on this little tab here. The spring's kind of bent. And yeah, maybe. Then I put it down here. And there's a lobe too. Maybe I can show you. There's kind of a lobe down there too. Maybe it's supposed to be there. Push in this direction. That's probably why it's bent. You would imagine that it's more like this. I'm gonna reassemble that. It's a momentary switch, so it springs back by itself. And right now, the switch, I have the spring not installed right now. The switch just pushes the arm back up, and that spring should actually fight that and prevent it from coming back. Okay, maybe I get it right now. So now it's pretty tough to lift this lever. You can see the spring returns it to its own position. Okay, so I had this thing back apart and together like 3 times now. The spring basically sits on here and is bent up like a bow. Maybe you can make it out right there. And that thing is pushing down on the switch, and the switch will spring back by itself. And everything that's holding it from switching on is this lever again. Maybe that spring got dislodged. I didn't really take a look at how it set in there as I took it apart. It just flew at me. But it's working now, and I'm gonna just put it back together and maybe see if either, as I said, the contacts down here or the spring being wonky was the mistake. And get that pump back on. How was that set up? Yeah, I took a closer look at these posters right here. They seem to be either Teflon or ceramic, some kind of ceramic. It appears that this one has to get out of here for me to put this pump back in. So that's the thing for you now. Oh fuck, and they're spring loaded, so I don't like the design where you have to take the pump apart to get to the electronics, you know. It kind of seems like a bit weird to service, whereas these things are not meant to be serviced, right? So you gotta be like a 500 freak to put something like this back together. Maybe it's an order of operations I am not seeing right here, and I still gotta figure out where this thing goes. Yeah, going back on the clamshell. As I said, just cleaning those bearing surfaces up a bit. Some grease, that'll do. Smooth. Plastic bits and bobs, and I think we're done. Easy. I have no parts left, so that can only mean one thing. Let's plug it in, see if it still turns. Of course, I'm not gonna let it run. I'm just gonna let it run for like a second or something. Just want to see if it turns on. Again, don't let them run dry, because you're probably gonna burn up those ceramic Teflon kind of seals in the pistons for the high pressure pump. Yeah. So here goes nothing. Yep, that's working. So I think a problem was probably this spring in the back has come loose from its position and wasn't able to push the on switch again. I don't really know why they bothered to make such a complicated construction from it. Kind of seems unnecessary. Just, I don't know. There's so many power tools out there, and they have just like clickety-clacky switch. I don't know. They chose to do it, disassembling it. Maybe give that spring a tweak so it's straight again. I didn't do that now, but it seems to work. Again, I didn't see if it was maybe not even in its correct position. But yeah, there you go. Working on this thing, outer shell, pretty easy, just a few screws if you know what you're doing. Take a flashlight and shine in there if you don't. The pump seems kind of sturdy, seems well built. Not a whole lot of sealing surfaces like that. So if you got a similar problem, there you go. Maybe that's your problem too. Let me know what you think, and I hope this was kind of helpful for someone. See you in the next one.